This is our big green egg. If you want to use it for barbecuing, you're more than welcome. I just want to teach you a couple things to keep in mind when you're using the big green egg. So up top here, this is a vent. It swings open just like this. Sometimes if it's kind of cold out, it might get stuck. Just know that this is the way it opens. It doesn't open top to bottom. Down here is another vent. This is the intake for the coals, and we'll go over kind of where to set it for different temperatures and everything. But now I'm going to teach you how to start the big green egg. Inside the big green egg, you've got the grill grate on top, and currently right now just below that is what's called a diffuser. So this helps even out the temperature inside the big green egg. Directly under this is where the coals are. So if you were doing something low and slow, like pulled pork, ribs, brisket, anything like that, you would probably want to use the diffuser plate to make sure that you have an even, consistent temperature. If you're planning on doing just quick grilling, like a quick steak or something, then you would remove this and you can cook directly over the coals. So the big green egg, please only use hardwood lump charcoal. Don't use briquettes, and definitely do not use lighter fluid to light the coals. So I've got some fire starters that you can use if you're planning on starting the coals. Definitely don't use briquettes and don't use lighter fluid. When setting up the egg and getting the coals ready, you want to lump the coals into the center. This would definitely not be enough. Typically, rule of thumb is there's this ring right here, and you would want to fill up the coals right up to that ring. And then here is some fire starter. So you can take like one of these little squares and break it in half, and you're going to stick this at a couple locations inside the coals. Light that on fire, wait until it catches the coals, and then what you can do is, if you're planning on using the diffuser, you would put the diffuser back. I typically like to put it so it's kind of three-sided. I put it so that there's a fin facing me and that there is kind of an opening near the back here. That'll just kind of help the airflow go from the front of the egg up the back and just give it a nice good airflow. Then you can take the grill, put it on top, and now is where we're going to set the vents on top and bottom. So while I'm getting the egg started, getting it up to temperature, I open the vents full bore. This really gets the airflow going, gets the coals started, and you'll watch the temperature gauge start to rise. It'll rise pretty quickly, and once you get it to a temperature, it's really hard to get it back down. So really watch the temperature gauge if you have the vents full open. If you do have them full open like this, you can get it all the way up to like 650, 700 degrees. So you can get it super hot, and then once you get it to that temperature, like I said, it's really difficult to get it back down. Once you have it up to your desired temperature, if it's for low and slow, I typically have the top vent closed, so there's maybe 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 inch open, and down at the bottom, maybe like 1 inch open like that. You have to play around with it a little bit just to kind of maintain temperature. Once you get the vent set to the proper openings, it'll hold temperature really consistently. If you're trying to go somewhere up around 350, 400, you would open that a little bit more, and down here a little bit more as well. When you're ready to turn off the big green egg, all you have to do is close all the vents so that there is no air going to the coals, and it'll automatically start to cool down. The coals will extinguish themselves, and you're good to go. One thing to note, I do like to put a cover over the big green egg and the wood table. It's right here, you'll see it when you get to the property. Don't put the cover on if the egg is super hot. It's pretty common sense, but just wait for it to cool down and then put the cover back. I typically wait until the next morning, that way the egg has had proper time to cool down. If you don't have enough time, just make sure it's cool before putting the cover on. That's it, that's all you need to know. It's pretty simple for the most part. Enjoy, I hope you get a lot of use out of it. Thank you.